cities on the moon, billions lifted out of poverty, and technologies created that we can't even imagine what it will do to impact our society. This is how we could build in space within the next decade, and I'm basing it off a book called Space is Open for Business. It's real ways on how we can build on the moon, Mars, and beyond, even going out as far as another star system called Alpha Centauri. We're talking about real change that is going to happen within our lifetimes. So the first thing we have to take into consideration is that space is becoming accessible for all, where now we have something like Starship that could be used to take 100 people at a time to Mars and back and be reused multiple times, similar to the airplanes. Space is a quadrillion-dollar industry. Our solar system has enough materials to build what we've built on Earth 3,000 times over. I think it's inspiring to know that multiple countries are working on this. This shouldn't be just siloed to one major superpower in the world. We're going to start seeing people on the moon, Mars, the solar system, and we're not going to stop there. We're going to go to Alpha Centauri and really start to ask the real questions at play. Is there other life out there? How far can we go in the limits of what the soul means and what life means? The number of patents and innovations that will come from just settling Mars is going to be insane. And this is something that we're talking about: exponential growth and exponential research, AI, machine learning, bioengineering, mixed reality and virtual reality. And then we can start even looking at the Kardashev scale. Are we a type 1, type 2, type 3 civilization? Spoiler alert, we are type 0. Once we understand how to safely use all of the planet's resources in a sustainable way, we'll be a type 1 civilization. We're going to be living to 100, 200, 300 years old with ease. I'm looking at these technologies like Calico or advanced biotech companies. We're talking about people that want to live forever. Some people wonder what it's really like to build on Mars. The first thing you're going to need is oxygen. We need some way to breathe. Fortunately, there is a technology out there called MOXIE, M-O-X-I-E, that is converting CO2 in Mars' atmosphere and turning that into oxygen for the astronauts to make sure they're able to breathe properly. Second thing you're going to need is an actual habitat, a house, a place to live that's going to protect you from the Mars environment. There's technology out there where you can 3D print homes in Texas using a mixture that's similar to concrete. And if you take that technology, you can actually use Martian soil for that. So the only thing you would need to ship is a robot to take the Martian soil, create an aggregate to bind it together, and 3D print a home on Mars that's going to protect you from the meteorites. And then you would pop up an inflatable to go underneath that's pressurized to make sure that we are able to just live there without our spacesuits. The last thing you're going to need is food and water. We now know that there is water on Mars. It's at the polar caps. And if you were actually to melt all that water on Mars, there would be an ocean that's about a mile deep, and that shows that we could actually use that water for our own plants, our own needs, and actually as rocket fuel to go back to the moon or even back to Earth. So there's a lot of benefits to going to Mars. There's a lot of opportunity. Here's the exciting part. Space is not a club for the exclusive. I just want to make sure people do realize that there is a way to build and live on Mars with today's technology. The more diverse perspectives we bring to space, the brighter our future will be.